Hello and welcome to my January catch-up. If you're new to this channel, I am the dyslexic reader, and here we talk about reading and writing, what it's like to do all that with dyslexia. I have got a list of things I want to talk to you about in this video this month. It might be quite a long one, I'm afraid, so strap in, let's go. First of all, my Discord channel, there will be a link in the description. Now, I have a Discord channel for anyone, not so much just for people with dyslexia, but anyone that struggles with reading or writing and would like some sort of encouragement. It's just a safe place for people to come and talk about reading and writing. It's also open to people that don't have those struggles but would like to help and support other people that do. So everyone is welcome. I'm just trying to create a nice safe space for people that have some sort of difficulty with reading or writing but really want to push forward with that. So please do come and join us on the Discord channel. That'll be in the chat. I wanted to just quickly talk about the title of my intro video of this channel. If you haven't seen it, it was pointed out to me that I have spelt intro incorrectly. It was kind of by accident, but I've left it like that on purpose. When I made the video and I put it in, I typed it in and I looked at it and went, hang on, that doesn't look right. Yes, okay, I spelt it wrong. But then I thought, hang on, this is the channel for people where I'm reaching out to people with dyslexia. So maybe I should just leave it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I've decided to kind of leave it as sort of a homage to my dyslexia, as it were. I think that might be the correct word to use. So yeah, if you think just let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be interested to see what other people's impression of that misspelling of intro is to them. But that's kind of why I just wanted to explain why I have left it. I am aware that it is spelt wrong, but again, this is a channel for people with dyslexia or any sort of difficulties with reading and writing. So I don't want to. I felt like it was a nice thing to leave, but yeah, you can let me know what you think in the comments, as I said about 3 million times so far. The next thing I wanted to talk about is one of the books I mentioned in my previous recap for December was the Terry Pratchett book that I have right here. I wasn't sure how to pronounce the name, and someone has now let me know, so I thought I'd share it with everyone. It is called The Amazing Maurice and His Educated Rodents. He said rats, but it's rodents. So yeah, if anyone else was curious, it's Maurice, the name of what I understand is the name of the cat in this book. It's not the Pied Piper, it's the actual cat, I believe, my understanding. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to reading that one at some point. I haven't actually brought it down here with me, but that's the stupid thing. You might know that I've been reading Malice by John Gwynne, part of the Faithful and the Fallen. I'll double check. Yeah, I think I've got that right. The Faithful and the Fallen. Sorry, I've got a bookshelf just behind with the other books on, so I was just double checking. I think it's the Faithful and Fallen series, the first series in the Banished Lands. How am I getting on with that? I can't put the book down, to be honest. I'm absolutely loving it. Every second I'm finding time to read, that's where I'm going. I'm reading that and I'm reading pages, chapters. I'm absolutely loving the way that the book is laid out. Very sort of like film-esque, where we're jumping between the characters and the points of view. It's the first time I've read a book of that kind. It might be that a lot of other like fantasy books are very much similar, of jumping around the points of view like that. But they're quite short chapters as well. From what I understand, it's shorter than what you would normally have in the fantasy. And I don't know, I'm just getting to the point. I'm getting to a point of the book where it's really starting to hot up. It's really interesting. I feel like I'm about to find out something massive. I have my guesses of what it is, and it's going to mean that one of the points of view, the characters you are following in the book, has got a big decision and dilemma to deal with. I'm quite excited for that. I'm really excited to see how this person handled this bit of news, and I feel like I'm literally like pages away from him finding this out. I might be completely wrong, and but I'm kind of guessing what's coming next. But yeah, I'm loving the way that John Gwynne has written this book. I'm learning a lot from it, from how he's styling some of the writing, and it's really good. To the point that I know that I have read nearly 100 pages more in January than I did in December. I do feel, funnily enough, that my reading pace is starting to pick up a bit. I would put that down to just trying to read every single day. So if you do struggle with your reading out there, this is something to try. If you want to give it a go. Just do 1 page a day if you want. Just 1 page a day. I'll guarantee you, after a while, if you're really gripped with a book, you will be reading more than 1 page a day very, very quickly, because you cannot stop reading like me. I'm finding every opportunity I can to try and read. And as a result of me enjoying this book so much, I haven't even gone back to Parachute Inventory to finish off reading the letters that are in the back of that book. So that's still sitting on my shelf waiting for me just to finish off the last 50 odd pages where we've got all the letters that he wrote home. I talked about that in my previous video. So I'm looking forward to just keep plowing forward with this series. I'm really enjoying it and really recommend it to anyone. There are a lot of characters in it, so there's points when I forget who's who, and especially when paths cross and you're thinking, hang on, have I met this character before? Is it in someone else's point of view that we've met them? Because not all the characters have actually met yet or crossed paths, but other people within that they've met have crossed paths with other. So it can, I found it recently starting to get a little bit sort of, hang on, have I met that one? Who is this person? And then as you carry on reading, you start to realise, or I found that I realised who it was. There's one particular character, one particular scene. I'm going, I'm sure I know that name. I recognise that name. I know them, but yeah, it's really good. I'm absolutely loving the book and can't put it down. So I've read. I don't have the stats with me now, which is stupid. I should have had that. I should have thought ahead. But it was something in the region of 300 pages this last previous month. So yeah, I'm well on the way. I'm well over. I think I'm almost 2/3 of the way through the book now. I reckon by the end of today, I'm possibly going to be having about 130 odd something pages left to read. If I get time to do a bit more reading today, which would be nice. So yeah, I'm really, really, really enjoying it and recommend it to anyone else. Now, I have forgotten to bring one thing down, so I'm going to pause the video very quickly and I'll be back in a second. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Right, okay. So let's move on to books, new books that I've got in the last month. I said in my last video I got some money for Christmas and I was going to dedicate that to buy some new books, and I was going to go book shopping. However, not long after filming it, I discovered on Amazon that this beautiful copy of Lord of the Rings was on quite a nice discount, so I ordered it. So I didn't go book shopping on that day, I'm afraid, but I did pick this lovely one. It goes with my Hobbit, the copy of the Hobbit I've got, which I will read these at some point. I might do some separate video just going through what's included in these special editions, and you can get an idea of what they're like. They're really beautiful. They look lovely. If you saw my post earlier in the month, you'll see they look really nice on the shelf. But it goes in the same set as the Hobbit that I've got. And as I said in one of the other videos, that I will read these at some point, but because I've watched the films, and I know the films quite well, I wanted to concentrate more on stories that I don't know, that I'm experiencing for the first time in this sort of starting of this reading journey for myself. So that's why I started off with the John Gwynne series. However, after a couple of days later, I felt a bit bad and felt like I did need to go. So I did go to my local Waterstones. I did intend to film some of it, but I have issues with some social anxiety, and I got to the shop and thought, no, I feel really, really uncomfortable filming whilst I'm in here. So I didn't. I know a lot of other creators and people on BookTube do videos of show you around bookstores, but I'm not sure that's going to be the content I'm going to be adding. I'll see how I feel like further down the line, but at the moment I didn't feel comfortable walking around filming as I was looking at books. But I did pick up some books. The first one I picked up was Jurassic Park. Absolutely love the films, the original sort of films. Not so much the newer ones that have come out recently, but the original film I absolutely fell in love with. So I'm quite excited. Again, that'll be something that will be on the reading list when I'm ready to read stories that I already know. But it'd be nice to see the original book that actually inspired the film. So that's one. I then picked up this one, Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, which I believe is the first, I've got this right, is the first book in the Robin Hobb's series. Yeah, it says on there. It's book one of the Farseer trilogy, but I think the Farseer trilogy is the start of the big world that Robin Hobb wrote about. Seen lots of really good reviews about Robin Hobb, so I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth into that at some point. And then I suppose because fantasy is where I'm going, as well as the Lord of the Rings, The Wheel of Time, I think, is another one that every fantasy reader probably should read. Apparently, from what I understand, it's recommended by almost every BookTuber when they talk about what books and series to read. Now, I haven't seen the Amazon series, and I'm not going to watch it until I've started reading. But it's a big book, a hefty book. It's I think it's bigger than John Gwynne's book. And then I've flipped through the back, and there's like a glossary and all sort. There's like there's a glossary about things, and I'm like, wow, this is going to be quite deep and an interesting read. I mean, if I just look at that, that's over 800 pages. So, whew, that's going to be a big one. And I also saw on the shelf Brandon Sanderson, who I believe is one of the best fantasy writers of today. The Way of Kings. This is the start of the Stormlight Archives. However, since buying the book, I have seen that it could. Some people recommend, including Brendan Sanderson, I believe, recommends reading the Mistborn series first. They're all part of the Cosmere, I think it is Cosmere universe. But yeah, I've been watching some of Brendan Sanderson's videos on YouTube, especially his lectures on creative writing. I've been quite interested in his approach. So reading this again, massive book, huge book, and again a lot of detail in the back explaining the magic system and things like that. So quite a lot to get through, a lot of world building there by those things, and I understand he's one of the best in that. So yeah, I know that Brandon Sanderson also finished off The Wheel of Time. So yeah, I'm excited to get into those at some point. so that's what I did. I went towards the and bought them brand new. And then a family member has watched one of my videos, watched the video of my reading list generated by AI. If you haven't seen that, I'll try and put a link somewhere, maybe some sort of thing up here. I don't know. I'll work out how to do it in YouTube. So click up here, check out that video, and realise that they got a series that I've got on the wish list, but they've read and they have lent them to me. So it is the Belgrade, I think it's pronounced Belgrade, by David Eddings. So all 5 books there. So thank you very much for that. I will certainly be looking forward to getting into those and having a read of those at some point. So that's another 5 books on top of the 5 I've already told you. So that's 10 new books this month. The same relative found a couple of other books. They're not in the best of conditions, but they're all still readable. To me, I mean, look at it. I would say these books look like they're well read. So that can't be a bad thing, right? Well, the dog hairs from there. So it is the Anne McCaffrey's, a couple of books from the is it Dragon Riders of Perth? I think the actual series is. I can't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, a couple of the books from that series. Yeah. These were given to the family member from a family friend who was quite dear and close, who sadly passed away a few years back due to cancer. So I'm gonna look forward to getting my teeth into those as well. So now that's 12 books this month, 12 more books. Now, I go to the local gym here quite often, and there is a charity shop on the walk from the car park to the gym. And of course, they put the adult books in a tray out the front of the shop. And I walked past the other day and couldn't help myself. So the first things that came up, and let's see if I get these right. Well, there's these 3 I spotted. Not fiction, but not fantasy, sorry, but historical fiction. This is the Emperor series by Colin. I'm not sure. There you go. You read it. I'm not sure how to read that name. So this isn't all of it. I think there's another 2 books in the series, from what I could tell. But I've always been fascinated by sort of Roman military and things like that. So I thought it might be interesting to read a fiction series about based on the Roman life. Yeah, we'll see. I think it starts off with the Gates of Rome. Second book is The Death of Kings, and then The Field of Swords. I think there's 1 or 2 more books in the series, I can't remember. So those are the first 2. I mean, they were these books I'm showing you now, they're all 25p each. So bargain. Another one of the same author's book, and the first in this, I think this is a series. I'm not sure now, but more about the Mongols. I thought that would be quite interesting to read as well. So that's 4. That's that. Those 4 just was just a pound. And then I picked up this Robin Young, The Braven, more medieval, which is more of the time period I really love and fascinated about. So yeah, I'll really enjoy reading that more historical fiction. I have another historical fiction based about the years after 1066, the Norman invasion. so that'll be interesting to read, a 3-book trilogy. I can't remember who that was by, and I don't have them with me, but they were already on my shelves before I started to go down this journey. We bought them years ago when we went to Hastings, and we went to Battle Abbey and saw the site where the Norman Conquest sort of won the country, as it were. I'm trying to think of words, and words are not coming to me very easy today for some reason. And then I also spotted this one, Terry Good Kind, Wizard's First Rule. It is a series. It was interesting because I saw this in the tray and thought, oh, that seems like a book that I probably want to read. I looked it up on Goodreads. It's got a star rating of over 4, something like 4.2, which I've seen some other YouTuber, I can't remember his name. I think it's Tyrone, another UK based booktuber. He said anything over, I'm sure he said something like anything over 4 is pretty good on Goodreads because people mark books down for ridiculous reasons. But the first 3 reviews I read of this were all under 2-star, that were just showing up on the page when I looked it up on Goodreads. But one of the interesting things was one of the first ones said that it was reading something that someone in a secondary school had written, or something on the lines of that. So the writing style is really poor. Which made me think, one, as if you've watched my previous video, you know that I'm trying to write my own book. I'll talk about that a bit more in a minute. But the other thing is that if my books do get published, which is a big if, I have no idea if it's any good, but if it does get published, I want to write them in a way that anyone with any sort of difficulties with reading in their adulthood could quite easily pick it up, and it'll be an easy read, or maybe not an easy read, but a comfortable read for them. I don't want to have lots of words that people have to look up and find these really amazing ways to describe things around the world. I'm trying to keep it quite basic and simple, and keep to the story, and not use a lot of descriptive words that people aren't going to know or understand, or any terminology that people might struggle to read. And names as well, picking names, that is one of the hardest things, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So I thought this book might be really interesting for me to read as a learning curve. One, to see what people seem to be not liking about the book, but 2, what is the approach that this person had? Have they had the same sort of thing in mind? Have they tried to keep things quite simple? I mean, just flicking through the book, I mean, it looks like it's a fairly, I can see the words easily. I've seen some books where they've made the font too small, or it's a funny font that's actually quite difficult to read. I don't know if it's just me with my dyslexia. There has been some links with different fonts, fonts that are easier for someone with dyslexic traits to be able to read, and so on. So yeah, it would be interesting. So that was 12, 8, that's 18 books this month in January. That's more than I can read in a year. I might have a problem. It seems to have just gone all in on this reading malarkey. So yeah, there's quite a few books for me to get through here. Yeah, we'll see. That's the huge book haul. Most of them are secondhand. Some have been gifted or lent to me, so that's big thank you to them. You know who you are. And a few brand new ones from Waterstones. But yeah, it's surprising what you can find when you go through sort of the charity shops. I know last time I'd been to a local one that raises money for a hospice, and managed to find a few Terry Pratchett books in there which I'd like to read. So I do intend to go back and visit there soon. I'm very busy at the moment. I've been like a few days. it's the 4th now. So I'm a few days late trying to get this video recorded because I'm pretty busy. Anyway, enough about that. I say too many books to try and read in a month now. I need to try and not buy any more books this month, or if I do, really limit it. Let's move on to my writing, my book that I'm writing. One thing I wanted to want to sort of talk about is originality in writing. I've had a bit of a moment this past few weeks where I'm discovering some of the books or finding out about books and some of the concepts in those books. There are things that I have thought of now. When I say thought of, it's where I've been going with my book, but I haven't realised that there are other books who've already gone down that avenue before. So I'm trying to, hopefully, I mean, I haven't read those books, but I'm hopefully, my idea is unique enough that it's my own voice. I'm trying to write it in a certain style for adult readers that have difficulty with, maybe have some sort of difficulty with literacy, not as strong as others that can pick up and read comfortably and not struggle over every other word when they're trying to understand what's happening in the world. So yeah, I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine and I was sort of voicing these sort of concerns with him because I've actually pitched the idea to a couple of people. So a couple of people know the kind of premise of the book. When I say book, I think it's going to end up being a couple of books or maybe even 3. I don't know yet. I'm just going to keep writing and see how many words it ends up being and whether I need to split it into separate books. And I think Brendan Sanderson's also said that originality in this genre is very difficult now. It's more about finding your own voice. So I'm hoping I am doing that, and I'm hoping when people do read my story, if I do get it out there, that they see that I've not tried to steal, I've not stolen things from other people. I mean, as I said, the whole premise, the idea, the main core of the story that I've come up with, I thought of before I even started reading any of these fantasy books. I'd started going down the realm of looking at what books I wanted to read and get the wish list together and things like that, but I hadn't actually read any. Maybe I was influenced by reading some of the titles of some of these books. Maybe, I don't know. I can't really tell. I just know I woke up in the middle of the night one night with this idea, and it's just grown and grown and grown. And I'll see where it takes me. I'd like to share the story with other people when it's done, but we'll see. So in regards to the writing, I have set myself the goal of reaching 120,000 words by the end of the year. That seems to be a good, from what I can see from research I've done, is a good sort of word count for your first draft of some sort of fantasy novel, which could potentially be a series. We'll see. So I am currently sitting at just over 14,000 words, which I can't believe. I really can't believe that, which is about 12%, on track to hit 120,000 for the end of the year. I'm surprising myself at the moment, but I sit down, I have a word target each day, which I sit down. I've also calculated like only writing 6 days a week in case I have to miss a day or something happens or life gets in the way. And I have a word count of 375 words a day, which I'm hitting. I'm when I do write, the days I do write, I'm hitting that goal, and some of the days I'm going over that goal. I did 600 a couple of days ago. But I'm finding it's only taking me about 20 minutes to half an hour to write those words, which really surprises me. And I'm doing that almost every day. But one thing I have discovered, and it was very interesting, I'm studying a degree through the Open University here in the UK. And I have an assignment due soon, and there was a report I have to write as part of that assignment, 750 words. And I'm a good few years into this degree now, and I've done quite a few of these reports, and now I've hated them. Absolutely hated writing these reports. Struggled to hit word counts. Hated it. This one was a lot easier than expected. I hit my word count really easily. I've now got to go back and trim some of it because it's not quite right. I need to do a few bits to it. I'm and it's not a subject that I'm very knowledgeable on. I've had to do the research, but I I actually believe that the fact that I have been writing almost every day since before Christmas, I think it was, I started jotting all the ideas down for this story. I think because I've been writing almost every single day, that has helped me my with my assignment. So even if the book doesn't get published, I think this is a really good exercise for me, and something for other people to consider. If this is not something that you're averse to, you shy away from writing, which I have done for so many years. I try not to do any writing, and I try and avoid it as much as possible. Um, yeah, it's been really interesting. If you've got an idea for any sort of story, even if it's just 100 words. So I started off doing 250 because I saw something, I think it was Brendan Sanderson said, just write 1 page a day. And 250 words is roughly about a page of a manuscript. Or it might be Stephen King. It might be Stephen King that sets himself the goal of 1 page a day. Might be, I can't remember. And then I did loads of research. When I say research, I asked ChatGPT a lot of questions about length of books, length of chapters, and then came up with a whole plan with ChatGPT of sort of the progression. So the idea is that I try and finish this book by the end of this year. Going into next year, I'll possibly, most likely, take a little bit of a break. Step away from it a bit, get a bit of distance from the story. I might not, I don't know. I'll see what happens in January. But and then start rereading and doing the first draft, and then possibly get some beta readers to read through after I've done my first draft and go from there. And then start writing the next session. So I am kind of thinking in my head it's 3 books. But it might not be. I'll see what the word counts are like and how it all comes together. It might end up being 1, but it might be 2. But I'm not 100% sure. I certainly have found myself. I understand there's 2 types of, well, there's not 2 types of writers, but you've got 2 ends of the spectrum. You've got the one that really plans every single step of what's happening in the book, and you've got the ones that is someone like Stephen King, who has openly said he doesn't plan his books because then he's already discovered the story and he doesn't want to write it. So he's a discovery writer, as people call it, a planner and a discovery writer. I'm certainly a lot further down towards the discovery side of things. I am discovering things as I'm writing it. I haven't sat down and thought about the story and the arcs of the characters that I'm writing about in great detail. I've got an overview of what the main story is, and as I'm doing that, I am finding different things and finding how to get to them, then discovering in my own mind, just because I'm writing something else popped into my head, some depth about a certain character which I hadn't thought of yet. So I'm definitely I've got a bit, I'm more on the discovery side of the writing, to the point where I have probably written about 10 chapters so far. And all of a sudden I've decided I want to insert some more chapters into those 10 chapters because I want to bring in another character from another realm, because of a whole new concept that I thought of when I was in the shower, to add to the story. So the complexity of my story is just growing as I'm writing. I'm enjoying it. I'm seeing the benefits. If it's something you want to give it a go and you've got an idea for something, it doesn't even need an idea. Just think a premise. Just I know write something, or even write something from your own life, like a diary entry or something like that. Try and do something every day as well as read every day. I'd really encourage you. Now, this, I did say that this was going to go really long. I've ranted on a bit about the writing side of things, a bit more than I thought I would, so I do apologise. But if you've made it to the end of the video, thank you very, very much. Please do hit like and subscribe and help get these videos out to other people that may struggle with their reading and writing, and hopefully we can encourage more people to join this wonderful world of discovery. It doesn't matter what genre you want to read. I think it's very beneficial, and I'm certainly enjoying the journey myself. And it is opened up some more doors in the fact that I've started writing. One question I do have for you, if you have made it this far and I've forgotten to ask, I've just glanced down at my tablet there and my notes, is these videos at the moment I'm only doing one a month. Do you think it would be better if I separated my reading and my writing videos and maybe do one every other week? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of any of these books that I've picked up. Any other recommendations you reckon I should go down? And I'll see you at the moment. I'd say I'll see you next month for my catch up for February. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.